Yeah, this rain from poor man's outdoors. I went over the drive all day and it's still wet. The weather ain't growing, so got a little time to kill here today. I'm getting ready for trapping this weekend maybe. Then I have an older man that's he can't see as good as he used to and level and everything. Yeah, I think he's 70. He's kind of had a light stroke, so I made a deal 2 or 3 years ago that I used in bad weather, like when it rained, snow, freezing all the time. Last year was a bad year. It was hard for me. I didn't have no antifreeze. We didn't have that much access to that kind of stuff around where I live here. There ain't no supplier or nothing. And a lot of times I don't have the money, and I might not get to trap that much. So I come up with a deal that I make. It helps you level your traps. In other words, if you set it before you get there, you ain't gonna be there at your set a couple 3 minutes. So if you're worried about seeing, I don't worry that much about it, but some people does. And like this old man, he ain't gonna be able to see that good, so he can have somebody set this for him. You can still take it out there, just set it in the ground. You won't have to worry. The pan will be level, the jaws will be level. All you have to make is a square, pack it back in. It ain't gonna move. And then if you do want to use this one, it's made out of styrofoam, just a piece of styrofoam I found in the garage here. You can put it out for coons, muskrat, whatever, on a pond. You can put it in a pond, it'll float or whatever. Will not freeze under there, so you don't have to worry about freezing. Like I say, the main thing for him is where you can just set it in there about any kind of ground, and it'll be level, all directions, and that way he don't have to worry about having to focus and try to level and mess with it, because like I say, he has had a light stroke. So it'll be a lot simpler for him. And then I like to use them too when it's bad weather, freezing, thawing. Like I say, I don't have the antifreeze usually. I can't find it around here where I live. But anyway, I'll get to it and I'll show you kind of how I do. And then I've got another deal I'll do here. Another one just out of stuff I got around the house here. Yeah, you can see here where I've already started. I just set my trap. Just set it, set down in there. You can adjust everything. Just carve that all out. I just use a little old deal there on styrofoam. It's not a big deal. The only thing you got to remember here on your jaws, keep different heights. These got to go down. The styrofoam works pretty good because you can press your springs. You can see where the spring sets in there. So that's down. Ain't that going to freeze that way. These here, got to make sure your jaws is higher to keep them steady. So we have to cut this side out. This piece is a little small, so it'll probably run across there, but it ain't gonna matter out there anyway, because that's where they're gonna come in. But at least you'll have sturdy here. So I have to put this trap, cut this out, and like I say, you gotta make sure to keep that jaw flat and level. Then when you lay that down in the ground, it'll just set in there. You just bed here, and it ain't gonna move nowhere. It ain't gonna freeze or nothing. So, you know, what I like about styrofoam, you can make them out of wood, but you gotta have more tools to mess with. The way I usually do it, make sure that trigger's up, just kind of taste it. You take your knife, just kind of give you an idea where you're at. Cut on the inside and outside. That way your jaw's got something to lay in when you get down in there. And then that jaw ain't over a ½ inch thick. It's less, you can measure it. I usually just estimate it. So you don't want to go much over that ½ inch or that'll lay flat. It's not a great big deal, just takes a little time. Like I say, you don't want that over ½ inch. And one thing about the styrofoam, it will push down in there. You can push that jaw in there if you have to. I know that's going to run up too far probably. So just have to clean that out just a little bit here. And like I say, you can push that down and that'll make that tight in there for you. One thing about styrofoam works. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to go plumb to the edge almost, looks like. Yeah. Now I like to try to leave this in the center here. And these spots here, if I can, leave these out here. That way you don't take so much dirt to fill it either. If you can leave them in there, that helps. It helps your dirt, and that way it's a little tighter. So if you can, leave that in there. That's the way I like to try to do it. I'm going to leave it out here in the front. This piece wasn't big enough, but that's just what I had. I just used what I got. It don't take much as long as you got it sturdy here and down deep. That's what you got to do. Else, but I don't like to put my finger down there. Okay, I have to get the hair more. A little deeper. I think about got her. But like I said, I like the styrofoam because it won't freeze for sure. Don't get out much sand if you worry about that as much. Plus you can push it down in there because it is softer. Like say your wood, you've got to have routers or something to cut to get pretty accurate. What I do with my finger here, I don't like to stick my finger in there. Okay, I'm getting pretty close to keep that jaw level. Maybe just a hair more, it looks like. Back there in the corner, looks like. Yeah, just a hair more. And then that'll level that out, and then your traps will be setting. You have to drop that front. So that's what I'm saying. This front piece down in the bottom's got to be out. So I have to cut it out. This piece right here is what's holding it now. It's where the front of the trap is. So we've got to take a little bit of that out and lower that down. Guess that takes just a little time, but if you ain't done that, like I say, I couldn't drywall today. First job I got to have for a while, and got it bedded. Oh, weather's bad. I can't skim it today because it's getting dry. So it gives me time to get ready for trapping this weekend maybe. And like I say, help that old boy out. He has trouble setting them anymore. He said he can't see, so this kind of helping maybe to where he don't have to worry about bedding them in so much. Like I say, all you got to do is dig a hole that thick, deep, square. You just set that down there and dig it down, level it, and then you stick this right in there. It ain't going to move if you get everything right here. That should be getting pretty close. Very close. Of course, this is an old trap of his, so I had to make it for his. Okay, let me see. Okay, gotta go on down just a hair more. We gotta get that trap flat. Yeah, about got it down. His old traps, he kind of work. Of course, that's like a lot of old traps. But she'll work. Okay, I've got it there now. I think it's pretty good shape. Looks like it's pretty level, I think. That the jaws are down in there good and level, good and solid. Ain't going nowhere, I don't think. And then for him, to help him, yes, I got a little board here, make it square. You should be able just to lay that down on there. That levels your paddle up. Everything should be level now. So everything should be level, set, down. Should be ready to go. Just put your cover on there. Like I say, you don't have to worry about a freeze now, so you don't have to have antifreeze if you don't want to. You just dig a hole out, set that down, stake it, tie it. I always tie mine. But anyway, that's another little idea you may like if you don't have antifreeze. Or if you're like me, can't see as good as you used to. This won't move. You bed this in here. You got a little dirt right there, and that'll set right in there. You just cover that. keeps it from moving. If they step here, you're solid. And it works pretty good, and it's cheap. You'll see something I had here in the garage. So I hope you enjoy it, and I got another one here I'm going to make out of wood. A guy was wanting one out of wood. I made them all 4 or 5 years ago, double sassy stuff, but I'm going to make a single this year. So anyway, maybe this will help you or something, and hope you enjoyed it. And go over to Facebook, give us a like on our new page, Poor Man's Outdoors on Facebook. Go over and maybe give us a like or something.